Hello everyone. This video will show how to decompose fraction into its partial fraction. In this case that we have right here, we have a denominator that is made up of distinct linear factors. The method that we're going to use in decomposing this fraction that we have right here is the elimination method. I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite this given fraction down here. So we're going to set up its partial fraction. So what we do is we're going to write a, so we don't know what that numerator is. Then we are going to write the first factor or the first quantity here, which is 2x minus 5. And then we're going to add b. And then over to that b would be the second factor or the second quantity right here, which is x plus 1. Our task is to figure out what is the value for a and what is the value for b. If you notice, the denominators for these two fractions are not the same. We can make them the same by multiplying 1 to the first one in the form of x plus 1 over x plus 1. I got that from here. So that means I'm going to multiply the second with 2x minus 5 over 2x minus 5. So these red fractions that I have here are actually 1. So that from here we can go ahead and simplify this given equation right here. We will be using these equations that we have right here on all the numerators in solving for a and b. We are going to eliminate one of these variables, a or b. In this case right here, we're going to eliminate a first. In order that we can eliminate a here, we can make this quantity inside the parentheses 0 by making the x equal to -1. So we're going to let x equals -1. You can use the zero product property, which is x plus 1 equals 0, and solving for x is -1. So we go ahead and plug the -1 into this equation up here. So what I did was I plugged in the -1 to all the x's on this equation so that this equation can be simplified as. So we get -4 equals -7b. Now we want to solve for b, so we're going to divide both sides by -7. Divide this by -7. This tells us that our b is 4 over 7. And that is positive because both negatives make it a positive. Now let's determine the value for a. To determine the value of a, we can eliminate b here. So I'm just going to go ahead and write that up here. We can eliminate b by making this expression 2x minus 5 equals 0 and solving for x, that would give us 5 halves. So I'm going to show the work down here. Okay, so we're going to let x equals 5 halves. Again, I got that by solving or setting this up equal to 0 and solving for x. So this is the one that we're going to plug into this equation that we have down here. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this equation and plug in 5 halves to it. Okay, so what we do next is from here, we can go ahead and say that I canceled out the 2 and 2 here. So I'm left with 5. So 5 minus 5 is equals to 0. From here, we can already cancel out the b. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the math here so that I can add these two. I'm going to multiply this by 2 over 2 to make their denominators the same. Then I will multiply this as well by 2 over 2. To make their denominators the same. So our equation would come out. So we're left with 41 over 2 and then 7 halves a. To solve for a, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 over 7 and multiply this by 2 over 7. So I can cross out the 2 and 2, cross out the 7 and 2 here. So we are left with an a value of, that's going to be 41 over 7. So this is the value for our A. So we pretty much have solved both A and B. So that means that this fraction that we have right here can be decomposed into its partial fraction, and that would be, we write the A first. So we're going to plug the A back in there. So that would be 41 over 7 over, that's 2x minus 5. And then that's a plus. We're going to do the B. Our B is 4 over 7 over x plus 1. This is the decomposed form of this fraction that we have right here. But we can also rewrite this in this form. Either of these two answers here are the same. So that is how we decompose fraction to its partial fraction form using the elimination method.